Hi, I'm Bree with Livin' Life Adventures, and I'm also on the board of the Everett Steelhead Salmon Club and Snohomish Sportsman's Club. And we get together to manage this beautiful hatchery we have here outside of Monroe, Washington. So today we're doing a fin clipping event, and we've got a bunch of people here volunteering to clip fins. When we take our coho smolt from the small pond and we put them in the big pond, they get their fins clipped so that they're marked as hatchery fish before they head out to the river to become ocean fish and come back so we can catch them later.
Hi, I'm with Hannah today at the Eagle Creek rearing site for coho here in Snohomish County. These are our 3-year fish. We rear them. We start with the incubators, which are at the end of the smaller pond. We get eyed eggs. They go into the smaller pond as juveniles. We raise them up big enough to fin clip them. Then they go into this big pond. And a year and a half after we get those eyed eggs, they go out in the creek and go down to the Snohomish River to do their life cycle out in the salt water. So these fish are fin clipped. They're raised for selective fisheries for harvest for recreational fishers. Fish go into the anesthesia and it only takes about 30 seconds and they're laying on their side. That you can handle them, fin clip them, put them in a bucket of pure water so they can wake up, and then they go into the big pond.
You guys are trimming the fins?
Adipose fin, it's just one specific fin, the adipose fin, which is right in front of the tail on the top. And you have to be quick because you don't want to lose any fish. So as soon as they start rolling over, you grab them, clip that fin off, and then you identify this as a hatchery raised fish when it's caught.
And how many fish do you guys clip every year?
Thousands. 60 is what we're doing
60.
today? 60,000 today. Oh, there we are.
Gary, all these fish swim down this tiny little creek right here?
Right. We release them into this creek. They're a year and a half old, and they're ready to go out to the ocean. So we'll release them into this creek, and they'll go right down. The Snohomish River is probably about a quarter of a mile away. Go into the Snohomish River, go out into the Pacific for a year and a half, come back as adults. This creek is Eagle Creek, and it's actually, the source of it's right up over that hill, and there's just a couple of pastures up there, and it's all spring fed.
Here in just about 3 years, you could actually catch one of these fish for the Derby.
Right, exactly. And what's so kind of cool about this program here, we've been doing this for over almost 30 years now. And on that creek, when the adults do come back, the ones that don't get caught will come right back up that creek. We'll have those here on site. We'll have eggs in the incubator just hatching out. And then we'll have yearlings in here. We'll have 3-year classes on site at once. And the fish that were imprinted to this pond, they'll actually come back to the outlet tubes and try to swim up those to get into this pond as adults. That's how, this whole process of coho going out and coming back to their river of origin. These are all provided by the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. These are all genetically river of origin coho, so there's no hatchery, induced genetics from the river out of basin. We're a volunteer program, and we can't afford the $1 million price tag on the machine to do it automatically. So we do it one by one, all these great people.
So if you wanted to come out here and clip some fins, how do we get a hold of you? How do we participate in this?
You could contact the Everett Steel and Salmon Club, which are the main club right now on this, or contact me. But you just kind of Google Eagle Creek or Snohomish County volunteer programs, and you can find us.
Got it. That sounds like a really cool way to volunteer. You might have next year's Derby winner in here.
You bet. And we all, sometimes kind of name them, and we have our special ones, but it's all just trying to be part of enhancing recreational fishing.
Hey, I gotta wonder, I see this hatchery is pretty volunteer run, but where does the funding actually come from for the hatchery?
So the funding for this hatchery comes from the Everett Steelhead Salmon Club, which is a chapter of PSA, and most of that funding comes from the Everett Salmon Derby. So the funds from the Derby are split between two clubs, and the Everett's portion gets to help fund this hatchery.
So buying a ticket at the Derby actually helps fund this hatchery.
Yes. And a lot of the fish that you're going to catch for the Derby came from this hatchery. So it's a whole circle.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
What a great program. So come out here, clip some fins, buy a ticket in the Everett Coho Derby. It's all for a great cause.